You're gonna have to excuse me because I'm gonna go on a tirade. But it's been 18 months and nothing has changed. We're still watching, what's happening in Palestine. And I've been yelling and screaming and crying about this for 18 months. There are no type 1 diabetics left in Gaza. They're all dead. And the US knows what they're doing. And they don't care. And the reason, obviously, why I just won't let this go is because I'm type 1 and I live in the US. And out of the 33 years of me being type 1, I've only collectively been under a doctor's care for 5. I just survive. But this is torture. These people need to be held accountable because obviously we're watching it. We're watching it every day, what's happening. We're seeing the photos, we're seeing the videos. People are not making this up. This is really happening. But I can't let it go. I just refuse because if it's happening over there, what's to stop it from happening everywhere else? Nothing. Because no one's stepping up, no one's saying anything. And I know and I understand, I want this to stop. Just like with what's going on in the Congo and Sudan, I want it to stop. You can't do this and think that there's not going to be any ramifications. So, as a type 1, and as someone who's experienced decay, it's horrible. It's so painful. It's the worst pain imaginable. Imagine trying to walk through horrifically thick mud and you can't breathe and your mouth is so dry, and even if someone gives you a gallon of water and you drink the whole thing, you're still thirsty, and then you have to pee every 20-30 minutes, and then no matter how much water you drink, it doesn't matter at all. Your mouth is just full of cotton and you have this horrible god-awful headache. And what ends up happening, because you don't have access you don't have access to the medication, it's horrible. Your internal organs shut down, and it's not fast. It could take more than a week. So fucking painful. That's horrible. Being in the US and not having insurance, the longest I've ever gone without insulin is 6 days. And I'm thankful that it's fucked up. I'm thankful that I've gone without insulin so many times, because at the very least I know now how to at the very least manage. But it's just it's so hard. All those type of, they're gone. I think of the kids that had it, knowing that their parents couldn't even help. You sit there and you take away their food, you take away their water, you take away their ability to go to a clinic, and then you deny them the medication that keeps us alive. And I know that a lot of people would just say that I'm a coward, but it's like, if I had known that that is what was going to happen, I would have felt so bad. I would have felt horrifically guilty because I would have taken every single unit of insulin that I had. Just had my life. I wouldn't have been able to sit there and just allow it to happen. I would have gone the other way. And none of you understand, because everyone just thinks, oh, it's so easy to take care of yourself. No, it's not. It's not. It's a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year job, unpaid. I've watched the cost of my insulin go from $15 per vial to $498, $512 for one vial. You know, we have to take two. You know, charging people the exorbitant cost that you charge us when our body stopped producing a hormone that we require to live. And most people, they don't comprehend like what I'm saying. They don't know. You know, you don't know until you're living in it every single day. And even now, like 18 months later, like I can't let this go. Because I'm really, really terrified that I'm gonna end up watching this happen elsewhere. What the US is allowing to happen is horrible. And it's disgusting. And it's torture. It's fucking torture. No one in the world has any right to take something that somebody requires to live away from them. I don't support my country. I never will, because I've lived here and I've been broke and I've been homeless. I don't like this place at all. I've been trying to get out of it since I was 18. I'm no closer today than I was when I was 18. I begged people from other countries to marry me just so I could get out of here. But the US needs to be held accountable for what they're allowing to happen. This is inhumane. I remember when everything started, and in the beginning I was so hopeful. I kept thinking, you know, if I could get enough people to listen, like maybe I could get, you know, like maybe I could do something and I could get insulin there. Like, even if it required me to like strap and tape it to my body and for me to walk, you know, like 30, I'll do it, you know, like 30 mile or 60, whatever, I would have done it. You know, I would have had a timer on me because I know how long insulin can go and be unrefrigerated and still viable. We're watching another entire country die right before our eyes. And our president is playing golf. And I can't apologize for other people's behavior. But to every Palestinian, I'm sorry. Wish I could do something. I know when I see everything that you guys are going through, and I know that there's nothing that I can do about it. I'm tired of watching these videos, but I don't. To me, it's paying respect to the people who have been murdered and who are dying. You know, I see you. When I use the right hashtags, and I know that it's YouTube, and I'm suppressed everywhere else. That's okay, I'll just bid more personas. But I just know that I see you, and I hear you, and I know. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do anything. I wish I could. But I know that I can't. Our own government is lying to us. But that's not new. They've been lying to us for as long as I can remember. You only see and recognize this stuff because of your own life experiences, and unfortunately, I have a lot of negative life experiences, so I have an excellent memory, so there's that. But yeah, a type 1 diabetic can't go without their insulin. Minimum, it's gonna take a week for them to die, and that week is gonna be the longest week of their life. And God forbid if it takes 2 weeks. Fuck, I'm sorry.